Ichiwa, everyone. Justin here. It's Wednesday. It's video time. So, that means I will be giving you a update on my book's progress, The Wax Menagerie, and of course this week's Mystery Unsolved video, which will be on Who Killed Superman. First things first, my book, it's complete. I think I told you that. The first revision for it is all done, but I'm not really satisfied yet, so I'm probably going to do a second revision myself, and then I'm going to have it sent over to a beta reader. I'll try to hunt down some betas. Maybe some people on here, maybe you would like to read my book. Tell me what's wrong with it, tell me what you like, and then of course I will do the third and final revision. Meanwhile, while that's happening, it's so random, the book cover has been started on. However, my book cover artist didn't like the photos that I sent him, so now I have to take more. Yeah, I know. I thought he could work with the magic that I gave him. I thought he could work his magic with the magical photos I gave him, but no, he can't, apparently. But it's alright, it's all good, there's still plenty of time. Except there's snow on the ground, so I don't want there to be snow in my photo for my cover, so a little bit of an issue. It'll work itself out, though. Alright, with that being said, this week's Mystery Unsolved video, Who Killed Superman? Wait, what? So apparently, Superman was around back in the 50s, for those who didn't know, and he was portrayed by an actor named George Reeves. On June 16, 1959, George Reeves was found dead in his house from an apparent gunshot wound to the head. It was immediately ruled a suicide, but since then, over the last 50 years, people have thought otherwise, and they rightfully should, because the evidence shows that it was not a suicide. You're going to hear me say that at least 5 more times, if not more. It was not a suicide. That's on the list as a possible theory. It wasn't a suicide. There's no way. But before we get to that, George Reeves was an actor in the 50s, and he portrayed Superman. That's how old Superman dates back to. It's worth noting that when he was portraying Superman, apparently the studio just went on random hiatuses, and this was like the second hiatus. They just stopped filming. So he wasn't really bringing in money when it came to Superman. I don't know if he was doing anything else, but apparently not. So, yeah. It's also worth noting that George Reeves was having an affair with a married woman named Toni Mannix. But wait, it gets better. Her husband, Eddie Mannix, knew that his wife was having an affair with George Reeves. Knew she was having an affair with Superman. And he condoned it. And then George Reeves called off the affair. And he started seeing a younger woman named Lenora Lemon. Eddie Mannix was apparently furious at George Reeves because he stopped seeing his wife. I swear to God, that's the truth. Look it up. The man was actually angry that George Reeves stopped sleeping with his wife. I don't know, that's just so bizarre. So, in the meantime, George Reeves moves on with a woman named Lenora Lemon, and they get engaged, and she becomes his fiancée. However, on June 16th, 1959, Superman George Reeves is found dead, up in his room, laying on his bed, dead from a shot to the head. Hey, I rhymed there. Immediately was ruled a suicide, but here's where it doesn't quite make sense that it was a suicide. First things first, there was a bullet hole up on top of the ceiling, which suggests that if you shot yourself in the head, why wouldn't you just do this? Why in God's name would anybody do that or that? Like, I don't even get the science of it. That makes literally no sense. I'm going to give you my 4 theories as to what happened. We'll go over them, and then I might actually draw a final conclusion. First one, suicide. 2, Eddie Mannix killed him or had him killed. 3, Lenore Lemon had him killed. Or 4, Lenore Lemon accidentally killed him. First things first, it wasn't a suicide. Let's rule that out right now. Aside from the fact that there was a bullet above Reeves' body in the ceiling, the bullet casing, when you shoot the bullet, was behind Reeves' body, which makes it literally impossible for anyone to shoot themselves in the head, laying on their bed, and then to have the bullet somehow end up behind them. I'm not a forensic analyst, but even I know that's physically impossible. The fact that they think it is just baffling. Alright, Eddie Mannix killed him or had him killed. Now, under normal circumstances, hey, you were sleeping with my wife, I'm going to kill you. But remember, that's not the case here. It's the opposite. Hey, you're not sleeping with my wife, I'm going to kill you. Apparently that's actually a theory here. Do I think it's possible? Sure. It seems a little off, like, hey, what, my wife's not good enough for you, Superman? Bang, bang. Like, what? That's just insane to me. But at the same time, I guess it's possible. You can't rule it out, as ridiculous as it sounds. It's also suggested because Eddie Mannix had ties to the mob, so Mannix didn't pull the trigger himself. Let's get that clear. Mannix hired somebody, he had connections to the mob, mafia. Good old mafia is always involved. Mannix had connections to the mafia, and the mafia killed Superman. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. Alright, Lenore Lemon had him killed. So, why is this one not... You always have to consider the fiancé/wife. But in this case, you really do, because remember, they stopped filming and they stopped production on Superman. So, Reeves may not have been bringing in the dough. Lenore Lemon was like, hey, aren't you going to find work because you're not Superman right now? And, yeah, maybe she had him killed. Maybe she too had ties to the mob. That's not... I've not heard that, I've not read that, but totally possible. Or maybe they just had other personal issues. Or maybe no, here's the fourth one is that Lemon accidentally killed him. Some reports suggest that Lemon was entertaining. Now, Reeves was shot around between 1:30 and 2 a.m. Lemon was downstairs entertaining company. Because apparently in the 50s, you entertained at the wee hours of the morning. That in itself sounds weird. Or at least that's the story she gave. It suggested that Lemon and Reeves had a dispute, a little tiff, if you will, and Reeves was accidentally shot by his fiancée, Lenore Lemon. That's totally possible. But maybe Lemon, in total panic when the police arrived, said, I went upstairs, he shot himself. The fact that she said that, that's not bad. The fact that police bought that at the time that happened, ridiculous. Which one do I think happened? Well, there is a fifth possibility. That somebody else had a gripe with him, whoever that might have been, I don't know. I know that these two people had issues with George Reeves. I almost called him Superman again. But maybe a third person that nobody suspected had an issue with him, and they decided to kill him. I think that this is possible. I think it's possible that Lenore Lemon had him killed. I also think it's possible that Mannix had him killed, although that's probably the third on the list, because, as ridiculous as suicide is, the fact that, that's kind of funny. I'm going to kill you because you didn't sleep with my wife is more possible than the fact that he killed himself. So, yeah. Who do you think killed Superman, George Reeves? Do you think it's any of my 4 theories? You can let me know in, a comment, or you can DM me. No one has yet, but, always waiting. This has been my latest Mystery Unsolved video and my latest update. Stay tuned next time, which will be next Wednesday, and I will do my other next video, whatever it might be. Thank you.